Destination Banter with Tony Smith.
Right, and welcome back to the studio. We're joined in the studio today with none other, and friends, don't take this lightly, and I mean this, a real life pirate here. Gerry Gorman, welcome into the studio, Gerry. How are you?
Oh, fine.
It's warm in here, isn't it?
Very warm. Well, it's good to be here.
On that note, there you go, friends. There it is. There it goes.
Okay.
Gerry, welcome into the studio. And you do a lot of hill walking, Gerry, and pirating and stuff.
I do sure R.
Did you hear that, friend? I heard it there. Go on again.
No, I do a lot of hill walking, is right.
Yeah.
My love is the hills, and I'm in a lot of good clubs. Just to mention the Wee Binions.
The Wee Binions. They're going a good while, Gerry, aren't they?
Local, very good club, and I cut my teeth there.
That got you into it?
That got me into it. There's also, I suppose, the Gap in the North, and there's a couple of other clubs that I would be into. But I suppose, I mean, where the whole pirating started was around three things. Was around the Mourne Mountain, or the Mourne Mountain Rescue, and a group of friends whom I walked with. Began a process of sort of fundraising for the mountain rescue. Who a lot of people don't know what they are seriously underfunded. Yeah, and they do a great job. And a couple of they were called the Friends of the Mountain, and sort of the notion of the pirates began as a bit of banter with friends in Gerry.
In Gerry?
Yeah.
There's a lot of hills down in Gerry, isn't there?
Too many hills in Gerry.
Yeah, it's a mountainous sort of.
But the real kingdom's here all the same, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
That's the main thing to get across in this program.
Yeah.
and sort of it started off as an exchange in terms of who could put the Jolly Roger on top of the.
Oh, I like it.
Of the hilltop, and that's where the banter started, and we, as you would know, we would put a few photographs up in different places and start off with that banter. So I mean, that got into the whole notion of us dressing up and doing daft things. But I suppose, I mean, that's a mad side, and that's very clearly mad,
but it's good. It's good.
But it's good mad, and there's a serious side of it.
Right.
And I suppose the serious side of it is to make hill walking, is to take the sort of the serious side of hill walking. I mean, hill walking should be fun, should be for everybody. People, of course, should be fit. I mean, they are hills.
But are the hills or the mountains now, Gerry? See, this is what a lot of people out there are thinking.
That is also a serious point. On a serious point is where people need. If people are going to mountains, they should do it in clubs because I mean, mountains are dangerous places.
Especially on your own.
Especially on your own. You know, well, you shouldn't get up on your own in the first place. But I mean, just going back to the earlier point, I mean, our sort of activity or adventures on the mountain is to make it a fun place where everybody can join.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have sat in the house and watched TV, but now I mean, I'm more often out on
the TV's off now. The TV's
sometimes
off. The plug's pulled out.
The plugs are pulled out, and I'm rambling around the hills. And the other part of the work, the other part of the sort of the hill walking is young people.
Right.
Just to make the point that young people are very much underrepresented, and they're a great bunch.
Indeed.
And I suppose part of the whole thing is to make that hill walking fun, and as part of my work, we would take a lot of young people into the hills and into low level walks, and they all enjoy it, and they come back from the walks having had a ball.
Because most of the time they're stuck on their iPads.
They're stuck on their iPads, on their Xboxes, and stuff they got there.
And now they're going up.
Now they're going up and they're doing something challenging.
And they're seeing first of all, a great view.
Yeah.
Different plants that they've never seen before in their lives.
Sometimes they don't get a view at all, but that's another
We'll not go into that
one. You know, but it's that whole group aspect, and it's doing something different, and it's doing something. It's, if you like, it's a story. We do the story of the pirates in the mountains, but young people do their own story in the mountains, and that's a story that they can take back for in many years. As me and you would know in terms of the stories we had in the Avenue and Lockview Park.
Lockview Park and all back in the day, yeah.
Which I'm not mentioning there because my parents are watching.
We'll just say hello to your parents there.
Hello, Mum and Dad. But you know, I mean, and is that aspect of a story, and I mean, I have a love for the hills. I mean, we have. I mean, we have a lucky. We are lucky placed in Uraymore, and we have the most beautiful countryside and hills on our doorstep.
Right,
we don't use them.
And not only do we not use them, we don't even take note of them.
No, we don't.
But it's only till you actually get up there you realise how beautiful the place is, isn't it?
I mean, one of the things that people don't know, I suppose, as part of their own doorstep is Slade Gullion. I mean, Slade Gullion would have the highest sort of tomb or megalithic tomb in Ireland. It's a fantastic place. We spent oceans of money going down to Newgrange, and we have this aspect of a feature right.
And it's ancient, absolutely ancient.
Stuff, you know?
The views up there are fantastic.
Views are fantastic. Yeah,
it's hard to believe it, isn't it? When you go up there and you have a look around, and I don't know if any of our friends have been up there, but you can actually drive up most of it, can't you?
You can drive up until the last third of it now with a car park. I mean, I would have a view in that too. I mean, I would have a view that the mountain should be walked the full way.
I like it. Yeah, I like your style. But I'm thinking of those less able.
But there are people that
you can actually drive up to the top car park.
Car park
and even that car park, Gerry, you get out of the car and you're looking around.
You're looking around, yeah.
It's awesome. Unreal, isn't it?
Absolutely awesome, you know.
You know, and lately, I don't know if you're on social media that there, but if you look at the Facebook and all, there's loads of people heading to the hills.
What people don't, I mean, there's a whole aspect as well of you mentioned the TV. I mean, we have been for too long our own place on our own sort of countryside was there was a lot of bad media coming out, the Troubles and stuff they got there. We have HBO now that are coming in with Game of Thrones, and what people don't realise is that Game of Thrones is filmed exclusively in the mornings. All the locations are all there for see, and the people are going from Dublin and Cork and everywhere, you know, to do the tours. We have this place right on our doorstep.
We don't need to get a tour bus, do we?
Not at all.
We can just hop onto the motor or put a pair of sturdy boots on and go for a walk.
Yeah, we have them there. Leitrim Lodge.
Beautiful.
Just outside River. We have Tullymore Forest, which was exclusively sort of used in the first series. We have other parts down towards Kilkeel.
All straight up around Audi Call and the mountains up around there.
Was all used as part of the location. I suppose. So the hill walking. I mean, one of the things I must say as well is people need to be well equipped. We were doing this charity event last summer, and I never forget it. There was this lady come up with a pair of pink Wellingtons on a poodle.
That essential mountain equipment. Essential mountain.
A poodle and pink boots.
You need pink wellies on a poodle for climbing the mountains. That's essential.
So I mean, on a serious note, I mean, goodies and stuff like that. There are not mountain gear at all.
No.
I mean, people need to go up.
You need boots, Gerry.
Boots
to support the ankles, don't you? For a start.
Yeah,
and you know, you don't need a pair of pink wellies.
I mean, we have a good supplier. I mean, we have a great supplier as well in Dundalk, and another supplier in sort of Banbridge. You know, a guy called McCrory, and great shops where you can get this sort of stuff as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, people should be. I mean, I may know nothing. But I mean, you know, what I do know is that people need the gear to go up. Or they're going to get themselves in trouble.
Yeah.
And then they lead to what I call heroes like the mountain rescue to come out for accidents that can be avoided. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it could be a beautiful day.
beautiful day.
It can be a beautiful day, and you can get up there, and within 2 seconds, cloud will come over.
We had an
Bang.
experience about a year ago, myself and a good friend called David Sloan. We were going up a mountain in Wicklow called Lundakila, which is it's not a difficult mountain, but it's a fairly high mountain, and it was a beautiful day, nice clear day, frosty, but nice and clear. We got to the summit on a wall of what I would call a wall of hail, just came drifting in.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, and within 10 minutes we experienced what I would call a complete whiteout.
Wow.
No horizon.
Now it's serious. Now that's
serious
torn
stuff,
seriously.
Serious stuff, yeah. And he, lucky enough, he had mapped out the route on a sat nav, and we were able to get our way down again.
But a good job he had that.
I mean, how serious? How serious it was. I had a bottle of 7-Up in the outside of my rucksack. It was frozen.
What?
Within 4 or 5 minutes, frozen completely.
That's incredible, isn't it?
So that's not. We're not talking Himalayas now. We're not talking Alps now. We're not talking serious stuff. We're talking a fairly common mountain that people go up and down regularly. So
I think you should have had your pink wellies and your poodle with you. You know what I mean?
If
you had the poodle,
all the way,
everything would have been sorted out.
Certainly the parrot flag wasn't out that day because the nuts were too cold.
Parrots don't like the cold.
Parrots do not like the cold at all.
It's okay. They can dip into the briny. It's cold enough, but that's it.
Rain, cold, or wet. No, I don't do that at all.
No. That's when you pull the eye patch down, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can swap it from A to A then.
Yeah.
But on a more serious note, Gerry, you're involved in charity. You're involved in a bit of charity work as well.
I am indeed. I work for a charity as well. But I mean, 4 or 5 weeks ago, myself and 3 other colleagues, we did what was called the Plod, or the Morn Plod, which was a fairly hard bit of work. It was to raise money for a very good organisation called Action for Children.
Oh.
Which is it's a sort of a charity which I suppose sort of raises money for children, specifically babies.
Oh,
and has been involved in lots of research. For example, a fetal monitor which detected sort of premature death or whatever.
Yeah.
And like things like meningitis and detection stuff they got there. So a very good charity. And we were tasked with traversing the Mourns on one night.
What?
Well, about 12, roughly 12 hours, yeah.
Whoa. So
we found it tough now. We missed sort of 2 checkpoints, but we got most of it done, and we finished it.
Wow.
And but it's fantastic seeing Slieve Donard at about 4:30 in the morning and seeing the first bits of sunlight hitting
just as the sun comes up.
Sun comes up.
And Slieve Donard, it's one of the highest in
highest
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, yep. The highest Northern Ireland. It's well used, which is another story, in terms of, because it's well used, it's well worn.
Yeah, there's pathways then.
Pathways, yeah.
Which is a good thing, isn't it?
Which is a good thing and a bad thing, because come the ice, which we don't go up in, of course, being pirates. But
back to the pink wellies.
I mean, on a serious note, that can be very, very treacherous. The stuff they got there.
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean that Plod. There was a number of other teams, and that was. I mean, there's a route through the Mourns called the Brandy Path, which going back to the parts, and the real parts is that
they used the Brandy Path.
They used the Brandy Path for the smuggled rum or whatever.
Rum on brandy.
Rum on brandy. Oh, great.
Dark rum. Dark rum,
the
Gerry.
darker the better. The darker the
Pirates need dark rum.
And of course, I know nothing about that, of course. But anyhow, and they would have transferred that from the Brandy Path over to I think Hilltown. I think
Kilkeel to Hilltown, wasn't it?
Kilkeel to Hilltown, yeah. And that
or
was
even Restraverport to Hilltown. I think they claimed that way as well.
Yeah. And that I find that fascinating. Certainly, I also find that. I mean, I was involved. I mean, the other thing I should mention is, given this local. the neurotechnic or what do you call it now? The SER, is it? Some reason to call it. That's the proper
SRC.
SRC.
The
yeah.
tech, neurotech.
Yeah. Run in conjunction with the Mourne tourism. Run a course in, in terms of geo ambassadors and stuff like that, and they're trying to bring more tourism into the area. So that was a fantastic course, because I thereby discovered that Northern Ireland was completely split from Ireland millions of years ago, completely, as in thousands of millions of miles, by a sort of a rift. What's actually around you, if you go up, if you go to Clog there, and you go around the roundabout, you can see the actual sort of lines and where they've dug away for the road, where the split occurs and the volcanic lava come up and during that. And
this is if you look across the Hilltown direction, is it from Clog?
Well, I mean, on the road itself, on the actual pit,
just where the mountain comes down,
you can see the patterns of these things, as they call them, dikes, which then appeared whenever the two land masses sort of came together and caused lava to form the moorings, of course, and of course Slieve Gunnion, which was part of the volcano, the ring of Gunnion.
Yeah.
I mean, and those are the things that actually fascinate me about our own area. And I mean, again, I don't know a lot about it, but these wee snippets are absolutely wonderful. If you're in the moorings and knowing how they're formed or known. I mean, one of the things I'm sure you like myself, you do a bit of hill walking, and I'm always fascinated by. There's two mountains in the moorings. There's Slieve Burna and there's Slieve Binion.
Yeah.
And both of them have these granite formations called tors.
Right.
And they're like, one of them is almost as fantastic as what do you call them, the Easter Island statues?
Yeah, the Easter Island head, the big heads, the big Easter Island statues. There's
a formation there in the middle of the tors, which is exactly like
these. Serious?
Oh yeah, it's awesome, and I see it in the right camera, and the right sunlight there, and the camera is awesome.
Have you any pictures of it?
I do indeed, but it's best to go and see it yourself.
Yeah, but just for our viewers,
Yeah, yeah.
Because if any of our viewers are listening and watching in here, I'll tell you what, if you can share me one of them pictures, and then you can check my page, my Facebook page, just to see.
Yeah.
Because people out there are saying not at all. You know what I mean? We'll have our doubters on the Banter show.
We always do. We always do.
But that's interesting. I would love to see that, Gerry.
Yeah, I mean, these are. I mean, this is what's. I mean, people talk about the Reeks and Kerry and the Wicklow Hills and Connemara and the Black Stairs, Donegal. We have some of the best sort of hills and sort of walking hills and anywhere in the British Isles,
You're right. And even the likes of Carlingford.
Oh, well, I mean,
you climb up Slieve Foy.
Oh, awesome. And of course we have the leprechauns there.
There's a leprechaun hunt every year in Carlingford, isn't there?
Yeah.
And they have the clothes and everything. They actually have the clothes.
The whole lot, yeah.
And PJ O'Hare, so check them out, friends,
Yeah.
But Slieve Foy is lovely, isn't it?
Slieve Foy, I mean, what I'm fascinated about Slieve Foy is the other bit of our culture, the Tawn and Cuchulainn.
The brown bull.
The brown bull.
The brown bull of Cooley.
I was always fascinated. Every year, sort of Carlingford has a walk where people all. Not that I ever dressed up again, but people dress up in sort of Celtic gear.
Yeah.
And they go up from RD to Carlingford, and there's a big festival in Carlingford for those that walk. And it's fascinating. I like the story of the town because it alludes to all of the features in Louth. I mean, one of the mountains, one of the hills, I suppose, beside Slieve Foy is Barnavay. Barnavay is Maeve's Gap, and right. Sort of the story behind her is that Maeve was quite unhappy with this young lad from Dundalk or somewhere around there, who was holding off her army for months and months. So to teach the men of Ulster the lesson, she allegedly cut a piece into the mountain, which the wheels of her chariot would travel, and this became known as Maeve's Gap.
Very good.
So it's just these wee snippets of story that are in bed in our folklore. Is fantastic, and knowing the names of the mountains, stuff they got there, and knowing the history is also fantastic.
Yeah, and every mountain's different, Gerry.
Yeah. Oh God,
you know, you do a lot of hill walking, even mountain climbing, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
But every
a lot of falling too.
You do a bit of falling. That's how you get down from mountains quickly, friends. But every mountain's different. The scenery's different.
Every mountain's different. Every mountain has its own way up and its own way down, and different ways up and different ways down.
And even when you get up there, you're looking around the land, and the land's even different colours.
It's even unique, and depend on weather conditions. I mean, very unusually, you get a lot of mist sort of lying below you, and you get what's called a bracken spectre. Now that's
a word.
That's a word. That's fantastic. That is, yeah.
I like that. Give us that again, Gerry.
Bracken spectre.
There you go.
Okay, and what that is that because it's so frosty and the air is full of ice crystals, that the sunlight uses your body to diffuse the light, and you get a sort of a rainbow effect around your shadow,
like an aura type,
like an aura, around your shadow, which is cast down upon the clouds below you.
Wow!
And you see this sort of rainbow effect. Now you normally only see that in like obviously like the Alps and stuff like that, places they got there, big high places.
We're high up.
You know? And we saw this one time quite recently in Berna. We were up on quite cold conditions and stuff they got there, but it's fantastic. It's fantastic to
It's strange, isn't it?
Strange, very bizarre. You know,
it's good to see something like that, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Because I've seen that up in the mornings. I've seen that up in. We were working at Kinnahalla.
Oh yeah.
Kinnahalla. We were working up there for 6 weeks.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen it up
all
there.
Dry.
Well, it wasn't too dry, but we were working up there, I can tell you. And I'll tell you, fierce cold, when the cold comes in.
Very cold.
And even though you're wearing all these coats, it still gets through.
It still gets through. And
that's, cold gets through.
Cold gets through, and that's why you should be wearing layers and many layers of clothes.
Yeah.
As you can, because you can take the layers off you. I mean, people.
If you get hot, you can take them off. Yeah.
Like that,
but they do trap the heat, don't they?
They do trap the heat.
And it's not
a good pair of socks, good coat.
Big, real heavy socks, good pair of strong boots.
Yeah.
You need all that gear, don't you?
Well,
you're fooling yourself if you're going up the mountain with it.
You're fooling yourself, and you're taking a risk, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, fitness is important as well. Now, you don't need to be flipping Bear Grylls to go up mountains, but you know, I mean, some reasonable level of fitness that you're able to walk for about 3 hours, you know, and not creep.
Well, I think the people should build their fitness up. Start walking first.
Start off.
Start walking first.
I mean, there's fantastic. There's a great number of low-level walks about here as well. I mean, you have Clare Glen, you have Rostrevor, the Ferry Glen. You have, I think there's the New Meath, the Carlingford.
There's a walkway there, isn't there?
I'm not too sure if it's open yet or not.
It's open.
But
it is open.
That's a lovely walk as well. I mean,
there's a lot of people talking about it. You know, recently there's a lot of people putting it up. I went on the walk today from Meath to Carlingford, and it would be fabulous.
It's great views across.
You know, because you've the sea there. If you're going that to Carlingford, you see in your left, the mountains on the right.
And that's great. But there's a number of low-level walks, so there's no excuse for people not to walk. Is my point. You know?
Yeah.
And you know, and again, go back to the earlier point. There's a lot of good clubs about. We are absolutely sort of blessed to have good clubs with well-trained and experienced leaders about here. You know?
Yeah.
You know.
Do you want to give any of the clubs a shout out? Have you any?
Well, I mean, as I said earlier, there's Wee Binions. There's a Gap in the North. There's a Mourne Ram. There's any number of clubs that are.
And they can all be contacted on Facebook.
They all be contacted. Yeah, their names are. I mean, the Ulster Federation of Mountain Clubs would have the contact details, and they can be get there.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, I wouldn't have been in the mountains only for these clubs. I mean.
There you are.
So I mean, it's pointless to. People do go up the mountains by themselves and know routes, and that's fine. but you're as well. If you're starting off, you're as well going.
They're taking a big risk, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're taking a risk. Well, on your own, you're taking a risk.
Yeah.
Two heads are better than one.
Two heads are better than one to get lost.
I was just thinking there. Your father lives up in Ballyhole now.
That's right. Yeah.
Courtney Hill.
Courtney Hill.
Now, there's a hill to walk from the Abbey Yard.
That's a hill. I used to do that from the college to Lockview Park and up the.
That's another hill, isn't it?
Many years ago. I used to, but of course, I always got bus fare, but to some strange reason, it always got spent on sweets on the way home. So,
imagine that. I don't know how that happened, friends. But
just happened to transfer into the sweet shop.
I think you were building up your hill walking at an early age.
That's what it was. I knew there was something there. Yeah. I was practicing, and of course, I needed protein like with crisps and sweets to build up the energy.
That's
all
it.
makes sense
That's
now.
it. And you're burning off fat and all that there.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So you've started at a very early age.
Oh yeah.
Even though you didn't know it.
Even though I didn't know it.
I think you were a pirate, and you're a pirate in the bus money.
Could have been.
So it was always, it's all coming together, Gerry, on the Banter show.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing, charitable wise, and and I suppose even if there's people fed up and that they're sitting in the house and they're doing nothing, get out onto the hills.
Well, I mean, without making, I suppose, another plug in terms of mental health.
Yes.
Walking is proven to be good for mental health. I mean, it is. It's out in the open. A good hard walk will certainly take the stress off you. Because you're too hard to think about stress.
Yeah. And you're concentrating what you're doing, aren't you?
And you're concentrating on what you're
doing. The eyes are
open. And you're with people as well, and you can talk, and you can you can share. I have built up lots of great friendships over the years now with hill walkers and stuff like that there, and too many that I could mention here.
Well, there you go. You've heard it here on the Banter show, friends. But it's all positive. It's good.
It's all positive, yeah.
And as you were saying, you don't need to be a marathon runner or
no. You just need to have a good sense of sort of fitness and walk until you get it. I mean, we have the towpath as well. That's a fantastic place. That goes right up the Portadown.
Portadown is right.
It's a lovely place to walk.
Some lovely sights out there too, isn't there?
Yeah. I would love. I think they're doing it now. I think they're trying to restore all the locks and old houses. There's some fantastic old lock houses and what do you call them? Lock gates and stuff.
Lock gates and all.
Along that route.
Beautiful.
Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could get a barge from the canal court?
Now we're talking.
And right up the Portadown and back.
There you go. That's a new one on the Banter show. That's a new one. And all the councillors, I hope you're listening to this. This man's talking sense here. We have the oldest canal, the British Isles, and the British Isles built in Newry, built here in Newry.
That's right. Yeah.
And it should be opened up. And it's great to see that the boats are down outside the quays and that there.
That's fantastic to see that.
But I think it should be make drawbridges or something and let them on up.
We just need a wee pirate ship now or so, and I'll be laughing.
Well, there you go. Tell you what, they got the one over the weekend. If you see skull and crossbows down outside the quays, don't come near the boat, because guess who's on it? We'll be armed to the teeth, Gerry.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And there'll be lots of rum and brandy and everything else. We'll get it all sorted out. That's a good idea. Isn't it?
Yeah. I think it would. Well, I think our our town looks fantastic now.
Yeah.
With that new pathway and stuff like that.
It is. It really is. And a big shout out. I want to shout out to Jonathan Colley. Jonathan's got a boat down there. I was on this boat down in the outside the quays, and great boat, Jonathan. Love it. I think he's away at mid-sea now at the minute.
Okay.
And he's putting up photographs. But I do want you in the Banter show, Jonathan. Okay. Hopefully get you in very soon, He's a great guy, And I was going down to the quays there.
The funny thing is, for to be a pirate, and the most useless pirate you'd ever.
I didn't say that. He said it.
I was on a boat to the Aran Islands last June.
Out to Kilronan.
Yeah, and I got on what was called what we name it as a vomit comet. Honest to goodness, I never thought I would see the Aran Islands it shook sideways, it shook forward, it shook up and down, it shook all over the place.
It's really bad, was it?
And the two lads I was with, they were after taking a turn in Dingle, and they were in great fun. I was sitting there holding on to the seat, the colour of that wall, and they were come on, you're the captain, you're the part. And I was saying, don't even talk to me.
I'm not a parrot anymore.
No,
I've left the parrot.
I'm on hand number. Just get me off this boat. The next 10 minutes, please.
Well, that's a sickener, isn't it?
Oh, it's terrible. But it's a lovely. That's another part of the word. Clare is fantastic, lovely.
Yeah,
lovely, fantastic.
The Ireland Islands are beautiful, aren't they?
Lovely. Yeah.
I take it you went to Kilronan.
I don't know which of the biggest islands.
That's Kilronan, yeah.
It had, is it Dunsell, the big massive fort there, which was in the cliff.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. So
but what I did notice was, when I got out to the Ireland Islands, many years ago, as soon as I got there, I looked round, and what was the first pub called? The American Bar.
Oh, lovely, fantastic. Yeah.
Who thought of that one? Like, we're in the Ireland Islands, just west of Galway.
Yeah,
and it's called the American Bar.
I suppose
marketing.
It's the nearest pub to the States, maybe.
That could be it. That could be it. But it's beautiful out there, isn't it?
Beautiful.
The beaches, everything.
The cliffs of Moher. We were.
Wow.
We were recently on. I mean, another fantastic place. We were recently on the Arn, or not the Rathlin Island.
Oh, Rathlin, yeah.
It is another awesome place. I mean, I would give it the plug as well, because it's. I mean, people think of the Arn Island as it's a rock in the
in the ocean.
In the ocean, but it's a fantastic place, especially for hill walking. And not that there's any hills on it, but it's a great place just to.
And Rathlin,
no cars.
There's no cars in Rathlin.
There's very few. Yeah. But you can.
But you can take your car over on the ferry, can't you?
You can take a car over, yeah.
But why? It's not that big, is it?
Why would you want? You have bikes, or you have your feet.
If you got your feet.
And it's only goodness if we can't walk 7 or 8 miles. What are we coming? And it's just great because you can see the seals, you can see whales. You can see the puffins. Now, I wouldn't be a bird watcher at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at a sort of a presentation on birds of the coast one night, and this guy went through about 45 different types of gulls. They're just gulls. Gulls are gulls. I don't know what they're called, But I mean, these
shows you
these things were these were thousands of these puffins were just sitting there, and I have to say that it definitely impressed me,
An eye opener.
An eye opener, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's back to the point. It's the simple things that are very, very impressive. Yes, we'll have these people go to Disneyland, and then they go to Florida and places out there, and yes, okay, of course they're impressive. We're not too good at seeing the impressive things,
the natural things in life
that are near us.
Yeah.
And that's would be the sort of the.
Yeah, we don't really take note of things. Not unless you go there.
Not unless it points it out to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Strange, isn't it?
It's absolutely.
With all this nature and beauty on our doorstep, and it's
there
there for us.
I mean, another interesting thing. I mean, someone asked me to say, God, imagine a boat going into Worm Point. Why would anybody want to take a cruise to Worm Point?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
Why not? Yeah.
If you go up Carlingford Loch in a cruise ship, how awesome is that? I mean, that is some sight. So I mean,
Carlingford Loch on its own, coming into Carlingford Loch.
I would.
Awesome.
I would say, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Let the people in.
We have Narwater Castle, we have the Flagstaff, we have Warren Point, one of the best chips in the world, as well as Lumpers, of course, in Ravensdale.
Oh yes.
Well,
Lumpers is a good spot.
I'm telling you.
The McCollum, big shout out. One of the McCollums in the Banter show too.
Okay, but I mean, we have great places here,
yeah,
and we don't. we don't appreciate them.
Don't take advantage of them, really.
I mean, I would also be involved in these things called meetups, and
Right.
those are sort of social media. They sort of started off at the time of 9/11 by New York people, and they
Right.
got together to do different things, like to go to the cinema or go dancing or go fishing or something like that.
Just getting out, basically.
Yeah, so there was a squad from Dublin, the sort of a meet-up squad, and we had the opportunity of taking them to Carlingford and the Moor. Now they were very impressed. Some of those guys, quite funny. So some of the guys, and that's the bit that I found very strange. It's not political, but one of the guys asked me. He says, Jerry, will I need a passport to go across the border? and it took me a while to sort of cop on, what he's on about. That's not at all. No. Come on up, But I mean, that's some of the thinking is again that Northern Ireland is out of bounds and stuff like that, which is terrible,
Isn't it?
It's absolutely terrible. I mean, we have great potential for tourism here.
Yeah.
And stuff like that there. I don't want to favour you.
Yeah. Don't know. Anybody in Dublin, you don't need a passport to come to Newry. Come on up and come to the hills and have a look about,
So I mean that's I suppose is a sum total of my love for what I do, and then the hills is one of the things that I think,
Well, you're good at what you do, Gerry, but I'm glad you left the sword not there.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't bring it into
We couldn't have the parrot gear in here. I'm telling you, friends, when I come down that street, I nearly, I went like that, and then I realised it's Gerry, because he was there, the whole thing on him, the iPods and all the gear sitting outside. There's people tripping over your sword, by the way. Well, Gerry, you'd have to say, it's a good insight into Gerry Gorman, and it's, you're doing a lot of good work.
Thank you.
In the background, you really are doing, and people don't know what's going on. We'll keep it like that. We'll keep them at bay.
I think so, yeah.
I think we'll keep them at bay.
I think so, yeah.
But I have to say, we're getting that there from our studio manager here, Andrew. He's giving us the time outside. Time for my shout-outs. I'm going to give my shout-outs, right? Matthew T. Metzler, Newry City Blues. The festival starts today, friends. So get out in the town there, show your support for all the bands. It's going to be a good weekend.
Good weekend, yeah.
The very first Blues Festival.
This weekend. Great to see you.
Ian Sands, you're a star. I want you. I know he's in here yesterday with Rowan, but I do want you in the Banter show. But that's about it. The Bernie Lager Blues Band. I think it's a big night, Saturday night for the Blues. So Razor, everybody. Have a good one. From me and Gerry. Here, Gerry, give everybody 2 to the right, 1 on the left, and give them all a Razor.
No problem.
Razor, look at that. Gerry's the main man. Gerry Gorman.
Look after yourself, sir.
Thanks for coming in for the Banter. And you look after yourself and take care in the hills.
Well do. Thank you, sir.
And if you need any, we're going to give you an emergency phone number for here. So if you're stuck on the hills, give me a ring.
No problem.
We're going to send our studio manager, Andrew, up. He'll look after you.
No problem, sir.
But Gerry Gorman, thanks. And
thank you, sir.
Big respect to your mummy and daddy. Tell them I said hello.
Will do.
And basically, friends, have a good weekend. From me and Gerry, we're out of here. Right.
Bye-bye.
try to do in respect of all the decisions that I make, no sorrow for everyone.
I'm here today with Mr. Danny Doran and Gerry originally from the Old One Point Road in Europe.
Very, very big welcome to the Armagh ladies. We have Sinead, Mags and Sean here.
Hi, welcome to Destination Baby. It's a new magazine series brought to you by Destination Gerry.
Destination Banter with Tony Smith. Riser.